Yeah, actually, you know, a stupid one. I had broken a toe, and my buddy thought it was dislocated, so he keeps going. Hey, he keeps going. Let me reset it. Let me reset it. If you don't, if you don't reset it, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna heal right.
It's cracked.
And I was younger. I was probably like 17, 18, something like that. And this guy's older, so I was like, all right, like, I was like, all right, fine, like, I trust you. So he's yanking on my toe, and I'm like, this ain't working, this isn't working.
Oh my God.
And then finally I go, dude, you know what? Like, let my toe be messed up. I'm not even doing this. And then I went to
yanking at the broken bone.
Yeah, so then I went to the doctor like a day or two later, and they were like, yeah, this is broken. This isn't this isn't dislocated.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that one was bad. Hi, I'm Manny Bermudez, and this is my Platinum Hour.
Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the 4 deer nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the fire deer attacked. Only Derek, master of all 4 elements, could stop those boys. But when Boston needed him most, he vanished into the enchanted golden deer forest.
Season 4.
The double clap signifies what?
Start the episode.
Okay, before we start, I'm very pumped to have Surf Mike in the building for his first official episode as a producer. Surf Mike, swing on up here and say what's good, doggy. There we go.
If I grab your mic.
Go for it.
What's going on, everyone? Surf Mike in the building. Happy to be here. We got Big Manny here. We got Coach Conor.
Coach Conor. Whoa.
Coach Conor.
And then Big Fresh is back from break. Dun. Abu, thanks for coming back. So, Surf Mike, when you got that close to Manny, were you nervous like he could kill you in that instant? Do you ever have a trigger where you're like, yo, if someone gets too close, man, I might snap?
Yeah. Oh, I'm super ticklish. So whenever if somebody says like poking at me like that, then yeah, I don't like that.
Wait, so are you, when you're ticklish, you don't laugh and you just snap?
I just I get like, I freak out.
So you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, uncomfortable, super uncomfortable.
I know. Imagine just like going up to Manny and like tickling him, and out of nowhere you just grab him.
No, don't imagine that. You don't want to imagine that.
Hey, so on my right, we got a young man who's been here before, and me and him done a little work together. In the meantime, I've gotten the SHIT beat out of me by this guy. He's like, do it. You're like, do it for Golden Deer. I was like, dude, just stop, please.
This is motivation.
And to my right, I have an incredibly driven young man who also has a fight coming up, in 2 weeks?
Yeah, August 17th.
You pumped?
Pumped. Always.
Manny Bermudez. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, do you want to kind of just give us a quick synopsis of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, I'm Manny Bermudez. I'm a 14-0 UFC fighter. I'm fighting on UFC 241 in Anaheim, California. That's the big Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier card.
Oh, I didn't even know they were on the top of the card.
Yeah, they got Anthony Pettis versus Nate Diaz. They got Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa. They have a really, really stacked card.
So this is probably like the card you're most excited about?
Yeah,
of all UFC fights?
I think it's probably the biggest card of this year so far. I think they had one other big card that John Jones won, but besides that, I don't think they've had any other ones.
That's inevitably the biggest card every time, though, right?
Yeah, John Jones.
Or like a McGregor fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say a Conor. A Conor fight's bigger in terms of like they get a lot more casual guys coming in, but like a Jones fight's always, everybody's always amazed to see if how he's gonna. Yeah, I mean that streak's crazy. He's got one loss, but his loss is he was literally on top of a guy, elbowing him downward. Like he was beating the guy up, and there was no way Hamill was gonna beat him. But he kind of.
So I've been researching it a lot recently, and just like kind of trying to figure out the mindset of dudes who are just in like the apex of just being a competitor. Who do you think at that level, especially if you get to that level, like you could rely on as like someone as a role model when you're at like the tip top? Like, who do you look to like, how do I elevate my game? How do I level up?
Well, I mean, everybody's good at different, aspects of it. Like John Jones, seeing him, how calm he is, how he picks you apart, like round by round. He makes changes, he makes adjustments. He's a very good athlete in that in that regard. He doesn't like gas himself out. He doesn't do anything stupid, and every time he just changes for so if he sees you throw a punch and then like you like move one way or another way, like, okay, I won't do that next time, and then he'll do something to like intercept whatever it is you're doing. So but I mean, obviously his his social life is crazy, so it's not one that you want to be.
Well, I feel like at a certain point it's like, I feel like I can win at everything.
Yeah.
He also grew up with two brothers who are in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that household growing up. Whoa.
I heard he just goes absolutely insane when he goes out.
Not like you, man.
Not like me. I like water, agua.
Yeah. So Manny has a fight in 2 weeks, and so I think a good way to start this episode is kind of describing, because we got some diet fanatics in the house, kind of describing like what you've been going through in terms of cutting weight, because you look evidently skinnier since I last saw you for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have a pretty big weight cut. I usually go from, like.
What were you when we were fighting?
When we were training, I was probably 65 to 70, around there. And then, but I had already kind of started cutting a little bit,
Because you knew the fight was coming.
Yeah, I knew the fight was coming, so I started trying to slim down a little bit. I was doing like, I mean, it was more like a loose leaf diet where I would be like, all right, like I'm gonna have like 1 or 2 meals a day, and it's gonna be like big meals, like good food, like.
What is that to you, like a good meal?
Just like vegetables, just a lot of meat, and
don't piss him off, bro.
Yeah, no, is he vegan?
Yeah.
Vegan Mike.
Surf Mike.
Vegan Surf Mike.
Are there any fighters who are vegan?
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
No way, really?
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
You know of any?
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know names, but I've just seen like a documentary about a lot of them.
Do you know? Are they brittle as hell?
There was one guy I remember. His name's Abel Trujillo. He's not with the UFC anymore, but he's like a jacked, like light-skinned dude. And I remember hearing he was vegan, and I was like, how's this guy vegan? This guy's so jacked. Scary looking, too. He had like all the tattoos on his chest and stuff like that.
But inside, he's just kind.
Yeah, inside he loves little chickens.
Yeah, honestly.
And little cows.
So, like a meal for you right now in your cut would be what?
Just like, a chicken breast and then like a handful of vegetables.
You're so bored with it.
Yeah, no, I'm
I'm
done. I'm done talking about the diet. I'm done thinking about the diet. all I've been thinking about the past 2 months has been the diet.
Is everyone totally on your ass about it too?
Yeah. And like my mom's like, oh, like you look so skinny. I'm like, thanks, Mom.
It's only getting worse.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get a lot worse. I'm still like 50, 57, 58, so I still got 20-something pounds to cut.
So what do you do when you're 17 days out right now? What do you do in a week? Like, how do you ramp it up? How does it get more extreme?
Obviously, the what you eat gets,
just less and less.
Shrunk, and then the last day or two, I won't even eat anything. And then obviously the water cut. So
you're gonna have to just elaborate on that for those who don't know.
So the water cut is you're dehydrating yourself to make the weight limit that they give you. So for me, it's 135 pounds. So I think my last time I ended up cutting 12 pounds in a day just by sitting in the sauna, hitting the bike, covering up with towels.
Spitting in a cup.
Spitting in a cup. I feel like that doesn't really cut nothing, but you do it anyway.
Oh, I have a friend who's a power builder, a bodybuilder, and he was just like, dude, like the extremes people go to. Like, this is Mike. When he performs, because he does bodybuilding or powerlifting, they'll go to just insane limits. Like, do you drink a lot of salt water? Like, I mean, or do you just eat salt?
Yeah, well, I don't just eat salt, but like I'll salt my food up like very well
To retain as much liquid as possible.
Yeah, and then I try to flush it out the week of, so maybe like 3 days out. Just cut the salt out and just start chugging water so it flushes out.
See, I wonder. So, mind you, I fast. This is what we were talking about beforehand, and I eat in like a 3-hour window. So I don't know if your trainers ever talked about this, but like when you're starving yourself, your body starts burning fat for fuel.
Yeah.
Is there a desired body fat percentage you want to reach with the weight cut? So, like, do you want to be 135 and like 10% body fat? Does that matter?
So when I went up to the Performance Institute in Las Vegas, and I'd gone up pretty heavy. I was like 178, 179, and they tested my body fat percentage, and I was still only 10% body fat, like according to the stuff that they were doing. So, I mean, I really don't have a set body fat percentage that I want to be at right
Probably
now.
fluctuates, right?
Yeah, and I hear those are very inaccurate too. So, I don't even really think it matters.
What's the scariest physical feature for you when you get mad lean? Like right now, I have veins through my ribs.
I think it might be my face, how sunked out it gets.
You're looking in the mirror, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, and I just feel like way smaller, maybe my wrist or something like that.
Does that shift your confidence at all when you go into it? Not really.
No, because you just rehydrate, you get it all back. So
How much in a day? Like 10 pounds?
let's see, I was 162 in the cage the day after making 136. So that's what,
26 pounds?
yeah, something like that.
So do you just eat a ton?
Yeah, you just eat, drink. Try to get everything back.
What do you have? 24 hours?
Yeah, a little over. So it's probably maybe like 30 hours or so.
It just seems like a weird practice for the UFC to do, like because you're not fighting at the weight you make. Should they weigh the day of, or do you think it should just be the day before?
I think you start trying to change things too much, it all gets more complicated. They're never gonna find the right, the way that's gonna be ideal for everybody. So just deal with what we got right now.
And on that day of, do you feel like sluggish because you've eaten so much?
No.
You feel like rejuvenated?
Yeah, you listen to your body. If you don't want to eat anymore, don't eat anymore. There's nobody's forcing you to keep doing it. So, and some guys are weird. Some guys are like, they don't want to eat like X amount of food because then they think it's gonna make them like super slow or whatever. But I just do whatever makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn about Manny from just like interacting with you. You think very simply.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a whole lot of deeper meaning.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, Manny, you guys, no one saw this, but he's like a 2-year-old with his phone. It's hilarious. Is the only social you use Instagram?
Yeah.
You have been getting better though. I've been noticing.
Yeah, I've been trying. It's because everybody, I don't like taking pictures and nothing like that. And then like the pictures I had to use for that stuff are pictures that other people take, and I'm not about to be like, hey, like, you want to take a picture of me?
Yeah, I feel you.
And so,
can you actually? I want to compare my screen time to yours real quick.
I probably have a lot of screen time.
I don't know, bro. Probably not like me. Mine's gonna be sickening. Abu, what's yours?
How do I check that?
I just go settings. Oh, I'm way more.
Mine's pretty high, I'm sure.
That way, that's today. Let's check. So Manny says 5.5 hours.
That's a lot, right?
How do you feel about it?
I feel like that's a lot.
Well, see, I don't know do they incorporate a boom? Sorry, I'm just trying to look at you. Do they incorporate like when you're playing music, or is it just when the screen is open?
The thing is, I have to ride the bike a lot now, so I always put like little videos up, and then I'll hit the bike for an hour or something a day too.
You want to see mine?
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, that is a lot.
8 hours. It's bad. God,
I thought mine was bad.
I gotta distribute content, man. I gotta keep pushing stuff out.
What are you doing for 8 hours on your phone?
Yeah, maybe I'll hang out with you more, man.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, I'm not much better. I'm 5 hours. I guess this is better. But.
I guess maybe. What would you guys say like a healthy amount of time on your phone is?
guess it depends on what you're doing on the phone. You know.
I'm not running
So
like
you
business.
might get 8 hours, but like 4 hours of that might be just doing work and like.
It's probably more, honestly, of just like productive. Like, you know, I got to do the Jerry stuff. I got to do all this stuff. It's still a lot.
he's
I like that
lying.
they segment it out, so it's like, oh, like you're spending like 3 hours on social media, 2 hours on productivity, and like whatever. So.
Yeah. So, do you just use your phone for like YouTube for the most part?
Or like, you know, like little videos on Facebook, and then how the video just kind of like scrolls up into a different video.
Oh, you're watching like tasty videos of like people cooking and stuff.
Actually, I like those. I really like those. Like, for somebody that watches as many food videos as I watch, I should be a way better cook. But
You
I'm
don't
not.
cook anything? Well, you said last time
I kind of do, but like,
You said last time when I was leaving, you're like, yo, bro, after this, I'm about to go get a fat Brazilian steak.
yeah.
That's your thing?
Yeah. Oh no, that's one of my things. I like all sorts of food. Except for
This dude's
seafood.
mouth's watering. He hasn't eaten in
I was
days.
gonna say the only thing I really don't like is probably seafood. And vegetables are kind of like,
But you're not feeling that chicken breast, though.
no, yeah, the chicken breast is nice right now because it's like, all right, like I'm not really eating much, and then like that, you get that chicken breast, like, oh yeah, this is good. But then like after I'm done,
It's torture.
after I'm done cutting, it's like, all right, cool. I'm not eating another chicken breast for a while.
Dude, I feel you. So, like, my diet right now is I have 2 salads a day with romaine lettuce and chicken breast and, like, a little bit of avocado and an apple. And, like, I have this weird dopamine hit now when I just cut the apple. Because I'm like, oh, my God, I'm going to be able to...
The fruit's tasty.
Well, I'm gonna be able to consume this. This apple's going to take a long time to eat. It's going to take, like, 3 minutes. Do you ever... Have you ever had...
avocado? Like I like avocado. I've never been like a huge avocado guy, but like, you know, eating the fattiness of it right now is just like, it's nice.
Are you planning a cheat meal for after your fight? It's like you're gonna do something crazy.
You can't plan it. It's gotta come organically.
You're about to spat. Is the fight at a casino?
It's at the Honda Center, Civic Center, some shit.
So
like
it's
that.
like a TD Garden in Anaheim, kind of.
Yeah. So I haven't looked up what's around there, but I know that California has a lot of like good Mexican, good Asian food.
So you have been thinking about it?
Yeah, always. I always like scope it out before I go out. Like when I went to Germany, I was looking around and see what kind of food they got out there. And they had this. They would do like French fries with ketchup and mayo, like combined.
What is that called?
I called it French fries with ketchup and mayo.
Okay, that was the Manny name for it.
I don't know what they actually called it. And then they had like this chicken cutlet that they like breaded and then put like lemon on, and so that was pretty good.
And so
I got schnitzel.
Well, I figured you probably hit McDonald's like right after the fight.
Yeah, well, I did have some over there after like I think it was like the night after or 2 nights after, because I stayed in Germany for a little bit, and I feel like their McDonald's is better. Like, it's more, it tastes cleaner, but
What, out there?
yeah.
Dude, McDonald's is... Surf Mike's cringing over there. The plant-based.
Yeah,
Like, oh, God.
Yeah, like the animal torture.
Yeah, it's tough. So when we had talked last time, you were kind of saying like, "Yo, I don't know if it was your last fight where that was like the quick 45-second chokeout, correct?"
Yeah, a minute in Germany. Yeah, and then the one after that was Benito. That was I think 2 minutes or something like that.
I'm saying, which one was the fighter of the night?
That was Germany.
Okay, word.
Germany. Yeah.
So, can you kind of explain like the reward system, how the UFC works in terms of like if you knock out in the first round, you get X amount of dollars. You get X amount of dollars for showing up. You don't have to totally disclose your bank account, but just for the most part.
So everybody gets contracted. So like, I think an initial a standard
Rookie contract.
Yeah, standard contract is 10,000 to show. So you make weight, you go in there, you fight, you lose, you make $10,000. Now, if you go in there, you fight, you win, you make your show money, which is the 10,000 I just said, and then you make an extra $10,000 for winning. It's a win bonus.
So the win is always double what you get paid to show up.
Not always. Like some guys that have been there fighting for longer, they've negotiated contracts where they just get flat rates. So they show up and they just get one rate. But you don't really see that with the newer guys. You see it more with the guys that have been here for for years now.
So like Holway would show up and he'd be like, "Hey, like I want 250 grand flat."
He could
negotiate something like
he
that.
could negotiate something like that, yeah. But and then they have the knockout, submission, or performance of the night bonus, which is an extra $50,000 just to, if there's a bunch of finishes and you get the best one, the most impressive one, they'll give you the extra $50K just for that bonus.
And so the fighter of the night is the same thing as knocking someone out?
No, so knockout of the night is knocking somebody out.
Better than anybody else on the card. Because if there are two knockouts.
Yeah, so if there's two knockouts, they pick the one that
is more entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. And then the submission, obviously, you get a choke, you get an armbar.
You get a Bermudez Triangle.
Yeah, you get something like that. And then the fight of the night usually goes to two guys because it's the two guys that go in there and kind of like beat the crap out of each other.
Did Randy get a fight of the night for his? Because I heard his fight was just a bloody battle.
It was a good fight. I don't remember what card. I think it depends what card it was on. I can't remember who else was on it. I feel like there was another like crazy fight on that card, so I'm not sure that he got that.
And so you're saying like what would be ideal for you is you show up, you win within the first round in a knockout, and then the judges, the UFC, whatever panel it is, said, "Wait, yo, you have the best fight too." So you can get a double bonus.
No, you only get one.
You get one.
You get one. Yeah, you can't. So you're talking like knockout of the night and a fight of the night. Yeah, no.
Okay, that'd be fire though.
You only get one. That'd be cool. You just give me all the bonuses.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Knockout and submission.
So in terms of this fight specifically, what have you? I'm just gonna put my Joe Rogan hat on real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What have you specifically trained in terms of your opponent?
Oh no, I mean you always train because you never know when someone's gonna have to pull out. You never know. If something's gonna change, if he's gonna feel different. So you train it all, and then just try to pick your skill. You try to sharpen your skills up to the point where you're ready for anything. Have kind of like a loose leaf game plan, and then if things aren't going the way that they should be, then you need a backup plan or two, and then obviously you work from there in the fight.
I just wrote a couple things down about the fights. I just want to make sure I hit on them real quick.
Yep.
Hey, do you guys have any questions?
Maybe later. I got some stuff for during the fight.
Oh, about during the fight.
Yeah.
Like that mindset during the fight type thing? So, this is not the initial fight you wanted. You wanted to fight Sean O'Malley, correct?
Yeah, I wanted to fight Sean O'Malley, and I wanted to fight Uriah Faber too.
Why?
So Sean O'Malley, I think he's a very similar style to the kid that I beat over in Phoenix. And he's just got a lot of hype behind him. It just makes sense. It just makes sense for my career to beat a kid like that. I'm an up and coming guy. He's an up and coming guy too.
And he demands a lot more attention than you. You're more quiet than he is.
Yeah. He's definitely I think because Dana loves him right on the Contender Series, and they've been pushing him. But I think I'm just a better fighter than him. So. I think if I can go out there and just put a stop to him real quick, that'd boost up my
stock,
my price. And then Uriah Faber, Uriah's one I respect a lot more, because I've been watching him fight since I was younger, since I was 13, 14.
He's a vet.
Yeah. And he recently came back and he just beat this other up and coming kid, Ricky Simone. But the thing is that they had been talking about, they had asked me to fight Uriah, and I said yeah. And so then, I'm sitting there just waiting for a response back, and then they go, "Oh no, he's fighting Ricky Simone instead." So I was like, all right, whatever. It's kind of disappointing because.
When was this? Like a month ago.
He fought him, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah. And then they offered me the fight probably 2-3 months ago, and like I said, I'd accepted, and then they ended up saying, "Oh no, he took a different fight." So then they gave me a different fight, and then.
So were you pissed?
Yeah, I was disappointed. I was disappointed for sure because that would have been like a life changing fight. Win or lose, and
you're like fighting some dude you've been looking up to for a long time.
Yeah, it's and it would have been because you never think that you would actually fight that guy. So I thought, again, I ran into him a bunch of times too. He's a super nice dude. But I ran.
But you still want to gouge his eyes out.
Yeah, maybe not his eyes. You gotta get that bonus. So
Ridiculous.
so but I assume that he was like at the top of his career when I was just starting it, just watching out, and then
The Cage Titan days.
well, no, even before that, like when I just started training, that's when he was most active,
Okay.
So I assume that he'd be retired by the point that I'm kind of like on my
The come up.
on the come up for my career, but and then to see that he's still fighting, that's a possibility that me and him could fight. It was crazy, but maybe UFC Boston if everything goes right.
Yeah, so elaborate on that a little bit. So there's a big UFC Boston event coming.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, this was our last time you were in here. You were like, it would be kind of cool if we got some fights over at the Encore, man. Like, let's try it out. Dana White, hit me up. Do you think this UFC Boston event is going to help out the local fight scene a lot? Or do you think it's just going to be like, let's just pull people from other places?
So I already know that they picked the main event to be Chris Weidman versus, I think, Dominic Reyes or something like that. But Weidman's a New York guy, and so I think they got plenty of guys around here that they could have picked instead of Weidman. They got Font, Cater, Lazan, just other names that are big around here.
Rosa.
Yeah, Charles Rosa. But I don't know why they picked Weidman. I'm sure they'll
You're pissed.
a little less than happy, but I think they're gonna fill up the card with the other guys, which is good. Cater's probably gonna be a co-main event if they can get him fighting. They're talking about him versus Jeremy Stevens, which is a huge fight. Cater actually just knocked out this guy Ricardo Lamas that I've been watching for a while, and I thought Ricardo was super good, super impressive every time I watch him. And Cater literally just dropped him and then like put him out with another punch on the ground. So he's representing the city pretty well.
Yeah, but ideally you'd like to be on the main card of UFC Boston. Like, would that be something for you? That's
Obviously. But you take one fight at a time, and then I got this. The time in between these two fights is so short. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm definitely fighting UFC Boston, and then like maybe get her or something like that, not be able to, and then get everybody's hopes up.
And if the event's a commercial success, they'll bring it back. They'll do UFC Boston too.
Yeah, I mean they've had events in Boston already. They've done DC versus Stipe. DC versus I don't know, but they did a couple. I think a year or two ago they did a card over there at the Garden, and then before that they did the Conor versus
there was a
Seaver.
Well, it's because there's a big Irish community out here.
Yeah, they love
so
that.
it was wild.
Yeah, I didn't even go to that.
Hey, do you remember that, Abu, when Conor McGregor came here to fight?
To fight? I don't remember.
It was wild.
Yeah.
The city was turning. Those are for you, bro.
Thank you.
You like the blue?
I like the blue.
Yes, sir.
Just gonna fidget with something.
That's that Surf Mike blue.
You pick the color?
I picked the color. I just knew Surf Mike would feel it, and I knew it would match your gum.
Yeah.
Is the gum an appetite suppressant?
Oh, we always talking about food.
Okay. I'm killing it.
But no. It's I'm just used to it, like chewing gum.
Yeah, I feel you.
I remember cut weight, and it'd be my main source of flavors.
That's it. Well, if you chew gum for an hour, you're actually burning calories. You burn off all the calories that you're consuming because it's like 5 calories. So,
5 calories a jaw work.
one more quick Joe Rogan question. So you're fighting Casey Kenney.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm rooting for you, bro.
Thank you.
No offense to Casey Kenney, it's my guy, right? What is it specific about his game that worries you?
He's tough. He's scrappy. He's 12-1, but he's had fights that he's won that I thought he's lost, and then he's had fights that he's lost that I thought he won. So
a lot of decisions.
Yeah, he's very decision heavy, but he's experienced. He's very game. He's fearless, and those are all things.
Doesn't every UFC fighter have that though?
No. So some guys, some guys will break like when you start putting it on them, but I don't think he will. There's some guys that you're gonna have to put unconscious. Some guys that you're gonna have to put a beating on before anything happens. And
why you can just pick apart their mental kind of.
It's just in how they fight. Like I don't think an O'Malley would really hang in there mentally. I think this kid would. So you gotta be careful with guys like that, because you blow your wad too early, or you get stuck in a situation where he's doing what he wants to, and he starts kind of getting momentum like that. You can't let him do that. So I don't know, and I see, and he's like technical. He's tight boxing, good wrestler. He's solid everywhere. He's 12-1. He's only lost one time really. So you can't really. All the guys in the UFC are so good. You can't like not respect what he's done up to this point.
So, in terms of just like studying tape and stuff, how does that go in your day to day? So, I mean, you work out every day now, but do you is there a film room you go to and you check on stuff? You just go on YouTube.
They got a Fight Pass, UFC Fight Pass, and ESPN Plus now. So, and that's got the whole collection.
Damn, and they're not hooking it up for you, even though
no, they are. But I just watch it there, and then me and my coach will watch together. And once you kind of get like an understanding of how it is they fight, you kind of in general, and then like you can watch for more specific things like little like tendencies and all that stuff. But I think the most important thing is just the general. General, some guys are kind of rangier, some guys are more like in your face, some guys are, it's just about taking them out the element that they're comfortable in.
So, in high school, I was on the football team. I played for 2 years, and I was known to be a psycho, right? Just because I'd go hard, but I was terrible. So they put me on something called the scout team in practice. So if there was a key player, I mean, this is like my, Rudy the movie. I was like Rudy. And so they would put a special jersey on me every week, and I would act as like the key player who would be facing the next week. So after you've sized up an opponent, do you like maybe find someone with similar physique and stature and skill to train against?
Yeah. Because you just want to get the you want to get the time and the distance. You want to get the range all right. So if you're fighting somebody longer, you shouldn't be like I said, be ready for anything. But you don't want to be training all the time with somebody shorter, because that's the opposite of what you want. If you're getting used to fighting an inside game on a guy that you want to fight outside on, or vice versa, you want to be good at what you have to be ready for in the fight. And then it shows a lot of times in the fight when you're ready for it or not, because you just kind of instinctively do what you're supposed to, because you've done it for the whole 8 weeks or whatever the camp is.
You're really crazy, man. So I got a bunch of questions from people on Instagram. I'm just gonna rip through them real quick.
Word.
Hey, you having fun?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys having fun? Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? One thing I know is Abu's fascinated. Yeah. I love that. Okay, so one dude asked, "What's your worst injury?"
What's my worst injury?
It's a pretty good question.
I've had a bunch of them. I popped my. Well, was it Tommy John surgery?
The pitcher.
Yeah, well, whatever tendon it is that ribs for that, I ripped that.
Do you guys know what that tendon is? Is it AC joint?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. They just told me you need to rest it, and I rested it, and that was it. But
no surgery?
No surgery, luckily.
Broken nose a million times?
Yeah, I did that. Popped my jaw out, a couple ribs.
He says it so passively, bro.
I don't know. There's been a bunch of stuff. I honestly can't remember it all.
What was excruciating?
Excruciating? The arm one sucked.
Like you were like.
Yeah, that was like that was like one of those like you stop and you reconsider everything.
Did you look? Was it misfigured when you looked at it?
No. So basically, somebody went to go take me down. I based out. It popped. I landed on it again. I popped it back in. Yeah.
So you felt it snap out and snap in.
Yeah. Actually, a stupid one. I had broken a toe, and my buddy thought it was dislocated, so he keeps going. He keeps going. Let me reset it. If you don't, if you don't reset it, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna heal right.
It's cracked.
And I was younger. I was probably like 17, 18, something like that. And this guy's older, so I was like, all right, all right, fine, like I trust you. So he's yanking on my toe, and I'm like, this isn't working.
Oh my god!
And then finally I go, dude, you know what? Like, let my toe be messed up. I'm not even doing this. And then I went to
yanking at the broken bone.
Yeah, so then I went to the doctor like a day or two later, and they were like, yeah, this is broken. This isn't dislocated.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that was bad.
Okay, someone says, with a win against Casey Kenney, do you think you're bound for a top 15 opponent?
Yeah, you never know. You never know. The division's so stacked. They get all sorts of guys coming up. Guys
Real quick for the uneducated, a top 15 is like an esteemed standard in the UFC, like being in the top 15. Correct?
Yeah, yep.
Where are you sitting right now?
Low 20. I mean, high 20s rather.
Like,
probably.
So like you're talking like 21 or 28?
28.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, around there. Probably. I haven't really seen it, but and it moves so sporadically
Fluctuates,
too. Yeah. So, but yeah. 20. It's not bad.
I think you're doing pretty good, man.
It's not great either though. But
You just gotta keep winning fights.
Yeah. What do you say? Where does it put me if I win? Is that what you're asking?
It's saying, do you think will they give you a top 15 opponent if you beat this dude?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Hopefully they will.
Well, you're like the only undefeated in the division, right?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? No. I don't even want I want O'Malley. I want O'Malley or Uriah.
They'll probably give it to you, right? Keep putting it in the universe saying, hey, I want to fight these dudes.
Yeah. I was looking at this other guy, Marlon Vera, too. He just fought, and I think I smoked him, so he may be one of those guys.
Okay. Someone just texted me and said, someone tell me if this goes on the podcast. So, yep, you got your shout out, man. Congrats. All right, hey, I want to open up for your questions. Let me hear.
I want to know what it's like when you're in a fight and you get really hit. And at what point does adrenaline take over and you just start acting on that? Or is it you stick to strategy when you get really roughed up at a certain point?
So, Surf Mike said he wants to know, which is actually honestly a really good question for those uneducated in fighting. He's saying, like, what type of mental space do you go in once you, like, literally get obliterated? Correct?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, thanks.
So, one thing about the cage is that the acoustics of it are different, So I've been hit, plenty of times outside of.
We can tell, dude.
No, so I've been hit plenty of times, like, outside where it's like, and there's different kind of punches, too. There's guys that'll hit you, and it's
we got to make sure we go down.
Yeah, and then there's guys that like hit you, and it's like, oh, this won't be good if if I let them do it too many more times. But when you're in that cage and then you hear those punches like just whizzing by, it just sounds so much more brutal. It's like the bone on bone contact that you hear like going through the whole cage, like. You can barely hear the crowd just because like the distance and the way everything's set up, but like you can hear like punches, you can hear kicks, you can hear your corners that are right there, and I guess getting hit in the cage is more like, all right, like you're just thinking to yourself, all right, get your shit together, and then trying to just make sure number one it doesn't happen again. Hands up, move your head. And then, find a way to stop whatever it is coming your way, or, put the pressure back on them.
Good answer?
Yeah.
Abu, you got one?
So you said, like, you've been watching, like, I forget the dude's name, but one of the people you want to fight, like, since you were younger. Like,
yeah, you're right.
So did you know that you wanted to be, like, a UFC fighter from a young age, or was it just some kind of...
Yeah, no.
That grew slowly?
Yeah, no, so...
Abu asked... Yo, Manny, you seem like a good guy. How you get so hot? No, I'm joking. Abu asked.
Pause.
Abu asked. I think what you're trying to say is like, what is what is the maturation of like manifesting what you've created for yourself? How's that in terms of vocab?
I was gonna say he has it way simpler.
Yeah.
I don't know why you.
What he was saying is like,
complicated.
have you always wanted to be a UFC fighter? And was there a certain moment growing up that you knew you wanted to lock in on that being your goal? So real quick, also not to cut you off, but Manny was also, when he was fighting pro, he was also a student when this was going on. So that's like real resilience to me. Like, whoa, you were managing that.
Yeah.
Imagine being in class right now.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Terrible.
I don't like that. So I started training when I was 13. I think I said it last time on the podcast. But is that me?
You know, you just want to. Can you open it in front? It's a little aggressive. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, angry.
Who is that? Oh, it's the landlord.
Oh, damn. I have to go fight him.
Is he pissed? Oh no, he's just bringing something in. Okay, we're good to go. He's just fixing something.
All right, word.
Where are they fixing it?
They're doing the AC. The air conditioning stuff.
Is that going to get on the mics?
Don't put yourself.
Okay, cool.
Should.
Okay, yeah, so you want to continue? Sorry. my
Yeah,
bad.
of course, no worries.
That knock was wild.
Yeah, no, earthquake. So I started when I was 13, when I was younger, and so at that age, it's all like you want to be like, you start playing basketball, you want to be an NBA player. You play football, you want to be an NFL player. So when I started training, obviously I wanted to be a UFC fighter, and then
You do know it's wild that. Have you ever like really thought like, damn, I actually am a professional athlete? Like,
yeah,
I'm like one of very few who have ascended to this point.
I think it. Yeah, it's definitely crazy because when I'm in my town, I see what everybody's doing back home. That there are a lot of successful kids out there, but they're not doing anything that I would like. Be like, oh, I would definitely love to do that. Like
They're working corporate and stuff.
Yeah, they're doing things that are, it's cool. It's cool to have a stable job. It's good to have something that you something pay back that if you did college and you got like a degree in whatever, and then you're using it for your job now.
I feel you.
But at the same time, it's also like I really don't. I think I know one other kid in my town that's actually become like a professional athlete.
Who is that?
He's I don't want to forget I forget his name honestly, but he played baseball. He's from Abington.
Word. Have you realized? And obviously, you're not a massively deep thinker, but have you ever realized like, yo, you were kind of born to maybe not do something traditional? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, but I think I probably could have done something traditional if I was forced to, but there's also a little bit of me that's like, I was always super resistant to doing things that way. Yeah, rebellious.
Wait, I think
super rebellious.
well, I'm the same way, bro. I don't think I could ever. I just don't have it in me.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but then like that's kind of scary because it's also like, all right, what would I do if I didn't have this, down?
It's just a fear, though. It's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'd figure it out, but.
So, okay, on a business tip, quick business question. So you win this fight. Are you able to negotiate a heavier contract for yourself?
No, we did. So I had that entry-level contract already. That was the 4-fight one. After my third fight,
Who negotiated this? You have an agent?
Yeah, I got like a manager.
Cool.
So after it was either my second or my third fight, we renegotiated the contract, and then so we basically cut that last fight out of my first contract. I got a new price and then added 4 fights onto that.
So you're still in your second contract.
So this is gonna be my first fight of my second contract. That's
okay.
Pretty cool.
And so, what if you like totally dominate this fight? Come on in, Abu, no sweat. If you totally dominate this fight, are you in a position of leverage where you can renegotiate it?
Yeah, but like that's you don't renegotiate till later in the contract. So, maybe another 2 or 3 fights or something like that. Then we'll be able to figure it out. But as of right now, I just renegotiated, so I don't want to be.
You don't want to be annoying.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna ask you actually how you felt after training. Remember that first day you were like,
I'm eager to get back in there with you because like I'm totally uncomfortable with it, which is good. I don't need to push it, you know.
Yeah.
And
you're pretty good though. Like, you know, you kept everything pretty tight once I told you.
I was picking it up. I know it's probably annoying first couple just because of the technique. But
did you like the striking or the grappling more?
I like the grappling way more.
The grappling, yeah.
Also, I know that you do it for a living, but when you told me to adjust my forearm and jab it against someone's chin, like that shit literally, I was in pain for like 8 days, bro. That shit killed.
I said what? Like
you twisted. You're like, give it.
The choke. Yeah. You were hurting from that,
bro. For like 2 weeks later, I
real?
couldn't even talk. I canceled every podcast, bro.
You couldn't even talk.
It was good though.
I was gonna say you'd hate my job.
Well, I'm hoping you can dominate this fight and we can start back up again.
Yeah. What do you think is the trickiest part
of the fighting?
Yeah. We'll do striking and grappling. What's the trickiest part of each?
It's composure.
Yeah.
I mean, I could throw like, you could tell me like, yo, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, whatever, and I could do it like 10 times in a row. But then once you start getting like 12, 14, it's like you just start losing your poise.
Yeah. But even in sparring?
Well, in the sparring, bro, at the end, I was literally just swinging at you. So I was like, all right, you get this fucking guy off me. And so I had told everyone a million times, but there was a moment when we had first fought when you're like, all right, we're sparring. It didn't like click with me. That means like, wait, oh shit, we're gonna like fight. Yeah. And so were just working all the chokes on me, right? And there was a moment when you approached me, and I was like, yo, if this dude really wanted to, he could kill me right now.
It's humbling.
It was very humbling. It was like very humbling. And but I am noticing, even with our couple of sessions, there's definitely a confidence I want to acquire in terms of like knowing I could handle any situation. Yeah.
That's I think it becomes you just don't like when somebody gets good enough, they're not even. It's just because they've been choked out so many times, they've been punched in the face so many times. They're used enough to it to understand. All right, like it's not gonna kill me if it comes to the situation where somebody's hit me or like somebody's like coming to grab me or whatever. Like you can fight people off still.
Well, yeah, I also think like over time, knowing that I have the skill set to like anytime, let's say you're at Ned Devine's, right? Yeah. Heard a story about you over there. Won't tell anyone.
Yeah, it's all secret.
Yeah, but there's something like knowing that you can just handle anything that comes at you any night. Like, okay, I'll be the one to be able to take control of the situation. I think although as barbaric as it sounds, there's something that's very reassuring about that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, obviously, you don't want to be in those situations anyways. Yeah.
But that happens, man.
Yeah, it happens. Well, I mean, you see things like people, like when you go out and you see somebody like we were talking about road rage earlier, like somebody's flipping somebody off in a car, and it's like, all right, like that's fine, but now if they pull over and you pull over, and then you get out the car, and then. And you don't know who it is you're out there trying to, start an issue with. It's good to just have something to be like, all right, like, I don't know, but at least I'm not, like, the worst.
At least I'm not totally unprepared.
Yeah. And then fingers crossed after that.
Yeah, who knows? So, all right, a couple more questions. So you, one Humbeat said, who's your favorite music producer in Mass?
I'd have to say this guy named Humbeats, probably.
How did that happen? It was wild. After we were in the first episode, I had just seen you in his stew.
Yeah, it was weird because it was like within a week or maybe that same day or something like that I ended up meeting him.
And did he say he knew me?
Yeah. Well, do you remember if it was the same day that?
I think it was the same night, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So. My buddy Kevin Coyle, who does what's he work? He does
Do you know him?
Boston Empire.
I know the name.
Right.
So my buddy Kevin Coyle, he runs Boston Empire, and he was like, oh, I have a buddy that I grew up with. He was like his coach. Yeah, he's like his coach or something like that. And he's a real good kid. He's super driven. He's just nothing but compliments. He's like, I like you. Meet him. So. And then me, I don't know what I'm doing in a music studio thing like that, but like, yeah, sure, I'll go.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, so I go down and I meet him, and he's telling me all these beats he's producing. And he shows me his little office, and he had done stuff with like Dave East and Millie's and all that, and it was crazy because he's a local kid and he's super quiet, super nice, super.
Honestly, reminds me a lot of you.
Yeah, but he's real funny too, because he's like Kevin will be talking, he's just quiet, and then he'll just like sneak in like like almost like a subtle little one-liner, and it had me cracking up. Yeah, it's a good kid. He's a good kid.
Yeah, in terms of Boston music success, I like really believe in that dude. He's like smart. But you know Hum Beats, right? Yeah. Okay, I got one last question. You guys got any other questions? You doing okay? You have fun? You got any questions?
I got any questions? Yeah. Let's see.
I can't imagine what Manny was like in an academic setting.
Yeah, I was just toasted. I was just toasted the whole time.
Holy shit. Here's a question. Not even to skew you here, but do you ever worry about CTE, like after fighting and like brain damage?
Yeah, so the way I look at it is kind of an occupational hazard, So this is what I get for not having to work, a desk job or like 9 to 5 and nothing like that. I go through periods, flight camps where like life just kind of sucks, and then afterwards I get to just go relax, like I train and all that stuff, but it's not nearly as intense. It's not as crazy as those 8 weeks that I'm getting ready for a fight. And CTE, I kind of look at it this.
It could happen.
It could happen. It could happen. Obviously, we take precautions not to let it happen. Like I'm not like running out there with my chin out trying to get hit, and then.
But nobody you're fighting is like, wait, you know what? I won't hit him because he might have CTE down the line.
Yeah, exactly. So you gotta take your risks. Obviously you gotta fight smart. You can't go out there trying to swing swing like crazy. You get into these crazy ass like slugfest just because you wanna prove something. You gotta manage your money, manage your career with that.
So your fight career is over, right? Let's say you run in a gym or something. Entrepreneurially, what would you like to do? Like to brand yourself as a professional athlete, what would you like to do afterwards?
So like if I opened a gym, what would I like to?
Well, I remember you had said like I'd like to open up a gym eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
But most professional athletes, they like to get into like public speaking or owning businesses.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's like there's a lot of skills that you get from doing all this stuff that I feel like you wouldn't get normally, and then like the skills are pretty easy things to do, but then when you go out, you realize people can't do these things. I think you must do the same thing too. Like you having to talk to people, having to ask questions.
I think discipline is the biggest.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure. Well, discipline, and then just like not. And being like self-aware, just being self-aware is another big one. I think a lot of people are just kind of like living their own life, like it's not even their fault. They're just not in situations where they can't like say something stupid, or they can't like, they do something where they're not thinking about anyone other than themselves.
So you're saying like you think the UFC is in doing MMA is giving you a skill set that you think will be pretty applicable in most other places?
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I think so. I think even like something as simple as like you can't say something stupid and like mess your career up.
Yeah.
Like I gotta watch out what I say a lot of times, and and I do. But like you go outside, you hear a million people saying stupid things, and then like you're like, wow, if that was me and it was like on camera and I was like a little more important, like that would literally be the end of my career.
I know. I worry about it all the time just because like I like entertaining people up here, but I never want to say anything that's going to burn a bridge for me down the line. I never want to say it, For sure. For sure. But at the same time, too, you still want to be yourself. You still want to have your original little... It's tough when you're on camera for like an hour. It's like, all right, I just don't want to say something
stupid. You start slipping out.
I know. Dude, I'm telling you, it's something that I acquire over time.
What's the stupidest thing you said on camera?
I probably lied up here a million times, bro.
Let's open up this can.
but one thing I'm also realizing is like...
you just avoid that one.
Politics, political.
Politics.
Well, I'm learning though, being transparent will always go a really long way with people.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why people are gonna. I think that's why you're gonna be a mega star, bro.
I think sincerity, being sincere with people, and not not trying to use everybody for stuff. I mean, you don't expect anything. You're nice to everybody. It ends up being pretty solid.
I'm also learning at our age, dudes are like, all dudes have a little motivational speech in them about how to be successful, even though none of us.
Oh
have
my
really.
God!
You hate it?
Get me started,
You don't do
bro.
motivational speakers?
No, I hate
Hearing from
I
other
hate
people.
hearing it from some random ass dude that like that I just met. Like, like
telling you
yo,
how to do your
bro,
thing.
I can manage you. I can manage you. You need this. You need that.
Yeah, I can't.
And then I'm like, look at this stuff. I'm like, bro, like.
Oh, is it all on Instagram DMs and stuff?
Well, yeah, there's Instagram DMs. There's like buddies that are like, oh, I know this guy, I know that guy, I know this guy, and then like you finally get around to talking to them, and they don't have, they don't have nothing. They don't have nothing. No.
Yeah, and everyone just wants a piece of your success at the end of the day too, which is human, you know.
Yeah, but like.
But you can do it on your own.
No, not even that. It's like it bugs me because it's like all right, like we'll take like Golden Deer for instance, right? Like me and you have our own separate, things. We're not like trying to like
Compete.
We're not trying to compete. I'm not trying to like. I'm not coming in here like, oh, like maybe you'll let me run the show one day or something like that. And I also don't expect you to be like, oh, like maybe Manny can get, maybe Manny can get me in the UFC or something like that. Or like, you're not asking about my money. You're not asking like nothing like that.
We're not using each other.
Yeah,
it's mutual though.
Yeah, and so I always try not to approach people that way, in a way that's like, like money heavy. And a lot of people are kind of coming at me like money heavy. I'm like, bro, like I'm doing all right for a 25-year-old kid, but like I'm not like
I'm not a gajillionaire.
Dude, I'm not not even close to a gajillionaire.
Well, I get that a lot too now because the show has a certain amount of leverage in the city where it's like everyone's like, yo, let me get an interview, bro. Let me get an interview.
Oh, it's like leverage is one thing, money's another. Like,
I get it. At the end of the day, I feel empathetic though for people. All they care about is money.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine if you didn't.
You know. Some good friends, some fun times.
Okay, hey man, I had a great time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Look at this UFC hands.
Big old handshake.
Oh, give me a corporate shake. Corporate.
What's this corporate one?
No, that's too soft, bro. Give me a corporate.
What's a corporate? Oh, corporate stuff.
Yeah, like you just secured your contract.
Everyone.
Now give me a dab.
I got no contract.
All love. Okay, so listen. Do you remember how we started in the episode?
No.
You've been hit too many times, man.
CTE.
Dead ass. Okay, so first off, you guys good? You have fun?
Great.
Cool episode to start with? Cool, my guy. We have a kid coming up tomorrow who runs a ketogenic brownie company.
Ooh. Tell him to send me some brownies.
Well, actually, yeah, I want to talk to you about some...
Now I'm using it.
Well, no, there are some people I definitely want to link you with after this. Okay, so listen. You say hi. I'm undefeated UFC fighter Manny Bermudez, and this is my golden hour. Directly after, no break. Hi, I'm undefeated UFC fighter Manny Bermudez. I'm a great guy. The shorties love me. And this is actually, it's not golden. It's platinum. This is my platinum hour.
Platinum hour. Is that? All right. I just completely forgot already.
Okay. Hi, I'm Manny Bermudez.
Can we do one and the other?
No.
Right,
no guest gets that privilege. Hi, I'm Manny Bermudez. This
I'll fight for that privilege.
Yeah, you can have it,
bro. All right, so hi.
Abu, what camera do you want us on?
Do that one.
Okay, cool.
Hi, what?
Hi, I'm Manny Bermudez, and this is my platinum hour.
Hi, I'm Manny Bermudez, and this is my platinum hour.
And then, hi, I'm Manny Bermudez, and that was my platinum hour.
That one?
Yeah, let's switch it up, make it Boo's life impossible.
And so that was my platinum. Hi, I'm Manny Bermudez, and this was my platinum hour.
Oh, that was.
That was.
One more time.
What did I say?
You said this was.
That was.
That was.
That,
everyone fucks it up, bro.
This or that? That.
You already said this is. Now you say that was. And honestly, I usually just tell people to figure it out on their own, but you genuinely probably could choke me out right now, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
All right. Hi, I'm UFC fighter Manny Bermudez, and that was my platinum hour.
Great.